Hey there, I am D. Scream 4. Now I know what some of you are thinking. It's just another sequel to some old movie or movie franchise. Well, maybe, but to me, Scream has something special. Or differently put, if I never watched the Scream movies, I probably would have never gotten into the horror genre. So for me, it really means a lot to, for once in my life, actually see Ghostface, which is what most fans prefer to call the killer in this movie. Anyway, to see Ghostface in action on the big screen, I just wanted to see that. I just had to see that. Oh, and by the way, as I said, so the killer is nicknamed Ghostface, at least by the fans. And why not? I mean, he is referred to as Ghostface just once in the first movie, and even then it was meant as a joke. But in this movie, Scream 4, you actually have multiple characters referring to him as Ghostface. So now it's become official. You see a guy wearing the mask and the robe, and you know he's Ghostface, at the very least. Anyway, so how did this movie fare to me? Well, let's just say I had 3 expectations for this movie. 1, the main characters that were in all of the first 3 movies, Sidney Prescott, Dewey Riley, and Gale Weathers, they're either gonna die at the beginning of this movie or at the very least during the course of this movie. 2, the killer from the first movie was gonna return. Yeah, I know he got shot in the head, but it wouldn't be the first time, even in real life, that people actually survived that. So, I don't know, it would just be fun to see that happen. 3, seeing as Scream actually satirizes the horror genre in general, or the slasher genre anyways, and seeing as how most of today's horror movies are remakes, well, I would love to see it if this movie was trying to satirize that, but in doing so it will have to be, if it's gonna be a sequel, it will somehow have to be a remake at the same time. Now, did this movie live up to all 3 of these expectations? Well, I'm not gonna particularly spoil it all for you, but I will say that a movie can go in 3 directions. 1, it went exactly as you expected it to, and has made it good. 2, it didn't go as you expected it to, which made it bad. Which is the case with Avatar, to me. 3, it didn't go as you expected it to, but that's exactly what made it good. Which is what made Batman Begins great to me. And the less I say about The Dark Knight... Calm down. Anyway, so like I said, 3 expectations, 3 ways in which this could go good, right, or wrong. And all 3 of these came true at the very least. Went in the direction I wanted it to, or didn't, but it was both right and wrong in that case. So, yeah, I know it sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but just see the movie and you'll find out for yourself. Now, a few honorable mentions about this movie I should think is, well, the tagline is "New Decade, New Rules." We all remember the rules according to the first movie. Go to bed with someone, you're gonna die. Drink beer or do drugs, you're gonna die. I already said that. Say, "I'll be right back," you're gonna die. But this one, there's pretty much just one rule. The killings have to be a bit more extreme, a bit more over the top, if you will. And well, I suppose in this case they kinda overdid it, I would think. But hey, that's just me. But another thing, a sort of a rule that you see in most movies, not just in the horror genre, but I'm pretty sure that many people are gonna be, if you pardon my choice of words, moaning and bitching about. It's the fact that most of these characters were all, well, either bad actors or actresses, or a little too emo, or they always find something to complain about. And well, now another thing I should bring up is that, well, one of the characters in this movie is portrayed by Hayden Panettiere, well, however you pronounce her last name, also known as Claire Bennett from Heroes. Anyone who's watched Heroes would know that Claire Bennett is somebody who can, well, jump off a building, break every single bone in her body twice, and yet she would just get up as though nothing happened, heal from it instantly. So, knowing that she's that kind of person in one TV show, and has to be, well, a bit more fragile than that for a horror movie, well, if you ask me, I'm not gonna say whether or not she's gonna be killed in this movie, but at the very least, if you hope to see her in a horror movie, get hurt at the very least, just because she can't get hurt in Heroes, well, that should be something fun for you to watch. And, well, another funny thing is that within this movie, they mentioned the Saw franchise. It's also slightly parodied by suggesting that the Stab movies, you know, the movie within the Scream movies that is based on the events of the Scream movies, that the Stab movies, well, there have been a total of 7 movies so far. So, well, anyway, like as I was saying, the Scream 4 mentions Saw at several times, but it also just so happens that one of the characters in Scream 4 is portrayed by somebody who was in the Saw movies. Really, I kind of hoped people would go all about like, hey, weren't you that kid from Saw 2? Seriously. Oh well. Final verdict? Well, it was a decent enough movie. And let's just leave it at that. This was D. I'm signing off.